Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to make a very important phone call to a very important figure in our history. His name is Napoleon Bonaparte. Yes, hello. Is this Mr. Bonaparte?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, right. Well, is it alright if I maybe ask you a few questions?
Oh, yeah? Can I put you on speakerphone?
Oh, alright. Thanks. Alright.
Good.
So, I was just wondering if you could tell me when and where you were born.
On August 14th, 1769, on the beautiful island of Corsica, located in the Mediterranean, my father, Cardinal Bonaparte, and my mother, her last name was Bonaparte, both belonged to noble Italian families.
Oh, alright, I see. Okay, so were you an only child?
Oh no, I was the second of 8 children. I had an older brother, Joseph, and younger sibling.
Yes, and as a young boy, did you want to grow up to become a soldier?
Either a soldier or a cowboy so I could ride on a white horse. I wanted to own a white horse just like the Lone Ranger. When I was 9 years old, my father sent me to the military academy in Brienne, France. I learned to speak French, but never lost my Corsican accent.
Now, I don't know if you enjoyed school, but what was your favorite subject in school?
I was very good in math, but average in history and geography. I was lousy in spelling, one of the reasons I changed my name. My teacher said I would make an excellent sailor. But then I was admitted to the elite military school, where I trained to become an artillery officer.
Oh, congratulations. There's just one thing that I really have to just express or just ask you right now. How come in all these paintings and pictures of you, you always have your hand inside your jacket?
I could have been testing my heartbeat.
Were you?
No, I was actually checking out the size of my love handles.
Really?
Gotcha! I pose that way because, as a leader, you have to do something with your hands. And that was the style. Look at George Washington. How is he posed? Look at the first Duke of Wellington. How is he posed? I rest my case.
Alright, so I know you were promoted to Brigadier General in 1793 when you were only 24 years old. That's a very young age to become a general. How did that come about?
I had unlimited energy and ambition and learned how to take advantage of opportunities. And my timing is right. The French Revolution was well underway when I was placed in command of the artillery during the siege of Toulon. The city had risen against the Republican government and was occupied by British troops. I planned a strategy to capture a hill that would allow our artillery to dominate the harbor and force British ships to leave. We succeeded. I received a wound in my high thigh during the battle, but I also received the Purple Heart and a promotion to Brigadier General in 1793.
I learned you won more than 40 major battles over the course of your career, and you were never defeated. Well, in a field battle, that is. Sometimes, you were heavily outnumbered. What did you consider your greatest achievement?
My marriage to Josephine in 1796. She was a French woman. Her first husband, Vicomte Alexandre de something with a B, died by the guillotine during the Reign of Terror. She was a leader of the French society when we met, as well as the mistress of one of my generals. During the 1790s, France was at war with much of Europe. Austria had become our chief enemy. A few days after our honeymoon, I took command of the French army on the Italian-French border. It was an ill-equipped force of less than 40,000 soldiers.
Did you have a favorite military strategy?
Of course, at the beginning of the battle, I would hold back as large a reserve as possible. Then I would find the weakest point in the enemy's lines and throw all our strength at it at the right moment. I seemed to know somehow the precise moment to attack, just like my friend Genghis.
Well, you always used to say, if you want a thing done well, do it yourself. So, what else were you proudest of?
During the next 10 years, I led the French Empire in a series of battles, the Napoleonic Wars. That involved every major European power. France became dominant in the continental Europe, and I formed extensive alliances with other countries and appointed friends in the military and ruled the countries as French states.
So, can you tell me about the part you played in producing the Napoleonic Code?
I supervised the revision and collection of French law into 7 codes, which incorporated many of freedoms gained by the French people during the Revolution, including religious freedom and abolition of serfdom. The most famous code, the Code Napoleon, that's my name, still forms the base of French civil law. As I reflect on my career, I believe my decision to invade Russia marked the turning point. Caesar Alexander I of Russia had rejected the continental system I had put in place, so I gathered the largest army Europe had ever seen, 600,000 men, and marched to Moscow in 1812. That's the year I did it. Almost 500,000 soldiers died during our long freezing retreat. The Russian army did not defeat us. The Russian winter did.
So, why did you abdicate?
A hostile alliance of Russia, Great Britain, Austria, Prussia, and Sweden called for the return to France of a king of the Bourbon family. They forced me to give up the imperial throne to Louis XVIII. I was exiled to a tiny island, Elba, off the northwest coast of Italy with 600 of my loyal men. Well, it's been a great interview.
Yep, it sure has. Thank you very much.
No problem. I'm gonna hang up now.
All right. See ya. Aren't you supposed to be a little shorter?
Well, that depends on